In this video, you're going to learn my top 10 takeaways that I recently got from attending the James Sinclair Executive Club. I traveled down, spent the evening at his hotel. I had a fantastic dinner with incredible entrepreneurs and business owners from many different industries, and I had these 10 takeaways that I want to share with you in this video from my notes. I'm also going to share with you 2 bonus takeaways right at the end. My name's Kev, inspiring you every single day to keep taking massive action in your life and business. Please hit the subscribe button. Please give it a big thumbs up. Let's dive in to the James Sinclair Executive Club. Let's go. Okay, so if you don't know who James Sinclair is, I highly recommend that you check out his YouTube channel. He's a very successful business owner, entrepreneur who has, I believe, 17 businesses, currently operating at around about 40 million per year, has over 1,000 employees, and all around, he's just sharing some fantastic content online that I think you will find very, very useful. I highly recommend that you check him out. But I wanted to attend the Business Executive Club for a number of different reasons. Number one, I truly believe in personal growth, personal development, and professional growth and professional development. Ultimately, taking massive action into the unknown, one of the strategies that you could use is hiring mentors, going to seminars, joining mastermind groups, learning from those that have been there before. Instead of blindly going into the future, not knowing what you're experiencing, not know what the next step is, you can go by yourself and you can make those failures, or you can learn from people that have maybe failed or got experiences before you. And then you can fast track your growth. And that's what I wanted to do. That's why I wanted to attend. First of all, find somebody who has a business at scale, multiple industries, more employees than we have, and be able just to pick his brains and learn from other like-minded individuals and learn from other business owners that are successful, potentially in different industries, and what lessons I could take away. So inside this is the notebook that I had on the evening. On the front of it was just a quick quote that I'll share with you before I get into my notes. Is this quote was written from James on my notepad, and it said, "Most people overestimate what can be done in a year, but underestimate what can be done in 10 years. I love that quote. I really do. I think it's amazing what you can achieve in 10 years. 10 years may seem like a long time, and it is a long time, but it can go very, very quickly. I know for me, my daughter Harper, she's going to be 9, like literally next month. So she's nearly been 10 years on this earth, and it feels like yesterday that she was born. So although 10 years is a decade, but it can go very, very quickly. The big takeaway I got from that initial quote is to always think bigger. One of the things that we've actually been working on our business in terms of our ultimate vision 2030, which we designed in 2020, because we wanted to look ahead for the whole decade. What are we attempting to do by the time we get to the next decade? And when you start to think in decades instead of days, all of a sudden it makes you think bigger, makes you think like logic in terms of like, okay, logically, what actions do I need to take every day that can actually allow me to achieve the mission that I have? So that is just a quick quote before we now dive in. Let's go on over to the first takeaway. So the first takeaway I got from the evening, and James spent some time on this, was the 6 KPIs that he's tracking in his business. And they're across 2 groups. There are these business KPIs, 3 in business, and then there is 3 KPIs in culture. And here they are. In business, he tracks monthly profit and loss, average customer value, and labor to revenue ratio. They're the 3 KPIs that he recommends, and that's what he does across all his businesses, and that allows him to operate at scale. And he dug deeper into this, and he was essentially saying that, number one, you need to have an accountant on your side. Okay, you need to have an in-house financial accountancy system that allows you to know what your profit and loss is on a regular basis, not just annually. When the accountant, your external accountant, comes in and says, you've made money this year or you've lost money this year, you need to be the owner of that. The second thing was to track what your average customer value is, instead of potentially going, okay, I want to grow my business from £1 million per year to £10 million per year turnover. He was saying that it's so much more powerful when you start to track what your average customer value is and work on trying to increase that, because a lot of your profit is on getting your existing customers to purchase more from you. And he gave the example of his Rossi ice cream parlour in his business, that he said that it was roughly around about £8.10 average customer value. And he knows if he was able to get that to £9.50, that increase of maybe the £1.40, the majority of that will be profit for him. So if he is able, and his business team is able to increase the average customer value, he in turn in his businesses will be more profitable. And then labor to revenue, the ratio, the percentage. He was essentially saying you've got to track what it is in your industry and have some systems in place so you can track what your percentage is. Is it 15%? Is it 20%? Is it 45%? Is it 80%? And knowing what the average industry labor to revenue ratio is can really allow you to see whether you maybe need to change something in your business. Maybe your pricing is too low and you need to increase those margins, or maybe your staff are, maybe you need to think of how to become more productive and ultimately get more outcome and output from everything that you do. So they're the 3. The 3 of culture, he talks about keep people informed, keep people together, okay, not in cliques, and keep people inspired. I loved this. I really did. I absolutely loved, and how easy it was to remember, because for me, knowing him, being in, over 1,000 team members, that's a lot of people. And that's a lot of different businesses. That's a lot of different micro teams across multiple businesses. And it's so important as the business owner that you have some form of being able to protect your culture. And he made the point, and he really strongly said that, businesses with great culture make more money, right? If you had 2 businesses potentially exactly the same, and one business had a poor culture, maybe a not very good culture, and then the other business had a great culture and an energetic and a motivating and inspiring culture, that business will perform better. So I really, really enjoyed that. That is, in terms of the 6 KPIs, it's really helped me, and it's made me think about, okay, what are the most important KPIs that we should be tracking in our business? Because something that I've always spoken about, systemizing your business. Key performance indicators are so critically important, but from our operations, we have KPIs absolutely everywhere, and we do measure inbound, outbound. We measure so many different things, but from my point of view, what are the most critical? I wanted to know that, because we have big ambitions to have hundreds, thousands of employees as well. And if he tracks that at 1,000 plus employees and team members, then I should do too. So that is the first takeaway. Let's get on over to the second takeaway. The second takeaway is you should build your business as though you're going to sell your business. Even if you're not and you don't have any intentions on selling your business, you should build to sell. And what he was essentially saying, and the big takeaways that I got from this, was you need to make decisions and you need to be strategic on what you do in terms of how you're building your business. So does your business operate without you? Does your business solely depend on you? If something happened to you in terms of your life, personal life, health, anything that can potentially happen that stops you being able to be there for the business and do the tasks that you need to do in your business, if that's the case, then you need to start working on ultimately allowing you to outsource yourself, okay, and working on bringing maybe team members in, automations and tools and softwares and anything that you possibly need and the business needs to be able to run without you. Because as soon as, and not only that, it will naturally make the value of the business far greater. You know, even if you don't intend on selling your business, I know for us, I had the opportunity to actually sit there and had a fantastic meal with James, and we were talking back and forth, and I was asking him questions and trying to understand and learn and just try to get his, have a great conversation, just try to chew the fat a little bit. I'm like, okay, so what did you do at that specific time, and how does that work, and how does your leadership team work, and how does it all come together? Really just trying to understand and be open to that. And he was essentially saying that, it's so important. So important to build as though you're going to sell, that anything can happen in life or business, and it doesn't want to be on you. As the light turns off here, it doesn't want to be on you, right? Are we going to come back on? Here we go. Build to sell. Let's go on over to the third one. So the third takeaway that I got from James was E plus M equals S, which basically stands for entrepreneurship plus management equals success. That is kind of his triangle. That's what he's always working on. This was another really great conversation that I had with him personally, because we were talking, and I was sharing with him, like, a little bit. He was asking questions on what we do and how we do it, and just getting to know one another. And he was like, you can't. It's such a struggle to be the entrepreneur and the manager at the same time. If you're the entrepreneur, you need to focus on as much as you possibly can on bringing great people in your business that can be managers for you, because you're not going to be able to do everything, especially as your business starts to scale and starts to grow. Ultimately, when you're at the start and you are everything, and I think everybody can appreciate, especially when you're just getting started from nothing to something. When you're at the start, you've got every hat on in the business. I know for me and Kylie starting back in 2015, we were doing everything, right? Absolutely everything. We are the entrepreneurs. We are the managements. We are the technicians. We are the team members. We're doing absolutely everything. Every single hat on in the business, making phone calls, sending emails, bookkeeping, you name it. But as time goes on, and as you continue to build, and as you are continuing to work on your ultimate mission, if you are the entrepreneur, if you're the visionary, then you need management in your business. You need an integrator in your business to be able to take your vision, the future, where it is that you're heading, and have great people that are able to execute on that vision. That will equal success. And I know for me personally, over the last number of years, we've heavily worked on developing leaders and our leadership team and our management team, and I can't tell you the difference it's made. It's allowed myself personally to be able to work at a higher level, thinking about the future, thinking about how I can support my leaders. This is where we're going. Instead of doing the day-to-day tasks that are maybe the maintenance or the ultimately the shipping, we've got great teams that are doing that, and then we've got leaders that are managing that. So a great equation for you to remember. E plus M equals S. Entrepreneurship plus management equals success. Let's go on over to the next takeaway. The next takeaway that I've got on the list here is add and build moats around your business. He was talking about Me Too businesses. He was talking about as he is building businesses, and as we are building businesses, we want to build moats around the business. And he actually referred to Amsterdam, and he was talking about the canals in Amsterdam and how they're moats. They historically were there to defend the castle within Amsterdam. So if anybody wanted to attack, they had to spend a lot of energy going over moats and being able to transition over the moats around the castle, which makes things so much more difficult, and also makes it more difficult to attack, but easier to defend. And therefore, there's many different moats that you could build. It could be something like, depending on what your location is, your location of your business could be a moat. The fact that you're in a prime location. It could be something, trademarks that are protecting your business, right? There's many different forms. He was talking about when you've got businesses that need to be, they're regulated businesses. Ultimately, that regulation is going to be a moat, right? So if you think of different industries, whether it's car industry, whether it is child service industries, you're right, they're all regulated, which means that it's a higher barrier to entry. So as you get started, you may be in a Me Too business. I know for me, that's how I got started, Me Too business. And that's your stepping stones. But over the long term, you need to think about what you can do to build moats around your business, to make it more difficult to have competition. Bringing it back from an e-commerce point of view, this is the industry that we're in. This could be ultimately one day building your own brand, your own personal brand, having exclusive brand deals, having great relationships with suppliers that they're working with you. You can negotiate discounts. These are moats around the business. I really, really like that one. Let's get on over to the next one. Number 5 on the list is actually from a group conversation that we was having around the table. And there was a couple of business owners that had exits that they had done incredibly successful in their business. And they had sold their businesses. Ultimately, they'd achieved the dream. They had their exit. They were now worth, their wealth is incredible, okay? But the big takeaway that I got from the room and just talking is the feeling that I had was, exits and the ultimate end goal, the exit that we've been working for, that they've been working for years upon years upon years, and then they had the exit, they had an amazing return, they'd built all the wealth that they were after. But in retrospect, they were saying that I got a bit bored. I need to get working. I want to get back in the game. So I wrote down here, exits may not make you happy. It's about loving what you do. It's about the journey. It's about building a business that you're passionate about, that you wake up and excited for. You can see you doing this for 10, 20, 30 years. Because if you exit from your business, something that you love, then although you can spend some time off and you can maybe do things that you've maybe wanted to do, but eventually you're going to you want to get busy again. You want to get started again. You enjoy the journey, you enjoy the build, you enjoy the challenges, the ups and downs, you enjoy the roller coaster of building your business. And that's one of the things that I wrote down here. Exits may not make you happy. Number 6 on the list is to change your environment. Change your environment and you may have new thoughts, new ideas. You ultimately can potentially see things differently. So changing your environment is really, really powerful. He was sharing the story of how many times have you maybe gone for a trip, gone on holiday, you've seen something else, seen a new city, a new town, a new beach, a new holiday, you've had a new experience, and all of a sudden it's giving you more ideas. It's gone like, oh, we should do this. Or it's made you just see outside your everyday life, all your everyday routines. All of a sudden, if you maybe in a lull, or if you're maybe struggling for ideas, or you're not sure what you're doing, or you've maybe plateaued in your business, then maybe take a trip into the countryside. Maybe go on that holiday. Maybe take some time off. Maybe go for a walk. Maybe Go around, see some history, maybe go through nature, maybe, go have some fun, change your environment, because change your environment, it could spark brand new ideas. And I certainly, I believe that too. I call it build a massive action ecosystem. You're changing things up, reminding yourself of the future, trying to give yourself energy. And a part of that is, you want to have some time with loved ones. You maybe go for a walk on a weekend, or go see nature, or go have some fun, right? So change your environment if you do feel maybe a little bit low on energy. Number 7 I have here on the list is leverage is power. Building leverage in your business. You can't do everything. It's a little bit what I was saying before about the management. It's about the KPIs. It's about the in-house accountant. It's about ultimately you can't do everything in your business. So always work on leverage. I think that's quite self-explanatory. It's one of the things that I've always believed in, and that's why we're called Systemise, is we believe in systems, right? My engineering background, I believe at scale, you need systems to operate, to control the quality control of your business. And, when you do one thing, that's great. You can do one thing, but what happens when you do 1,000 things? What happens when you do 10,000 things? When you're building a team and you've maybe got one team member, that's great, but what happens when you get 5? What happens if you got 10? You've got to build systems. So that's all a part of the conversation of leverage. It's team building, it's systems, it's automation. It's being able to do more with every moment that is productive work for you. How can you make one thing that you do how can you leverage that across as many things as you possibly can? So for example, one YouTube video could be split up into the audio, the stories, the different platforms that you can post on. It could be there for a long time for people to visit, take value from, potentially subscribe, hit the thumbs up button, and leverage is a very, very powerful one. The next biggest takeaway that I've got in the James Sinclair book from the Executive Club is systems to force behaviour. Absolutely loved this. So he was talking about there's things that we will naturally do more than others. So you may be more business driven, or you may be more health and fitness driven, or you may be more relationship driven, you may be more family driven. We've all got different areas of our lives. And there's only so many things that you can do with every waking hour that you have. But he was talking about, from his point of view, he was giving a personal example from a health and fitness point of view. And he was saying that he's got a personal trainer that literally will come round to his house and get him in the gym, right? And that's a system that forces behavior. Instead of sort of maybe good work, like your own free will or your own willpower of okay, I'm going to get up and I'm going to get to the gym. He may be able to do that maybe once, twice a week, but when you've got a personal trainer that's going to come around to your house, wake you up and kick you up the ass, then you're going to be in the gym maybe 4, 5, 6 times a week instead. So think about that in your own life, and think about that in your own business. Are there things that you know you should be doing, you know that you want to do, but you're maybe not doing because the behavior's not there, the habits are not there? What systems can you create around you that will force that behavior? It will force you to do it. So maybe it's in your business. Maybe it's, I don't know, maybe it's you should be creating content. Maybe you should be looking at your monthly profit and loss. Maybe you should be doing more bookkeeping. Maybe you should be having more one-to-ones with your team members. How can you force yourself to do that? Systems to force behavior. Maybe it's if you need to have a meeting on a weekly basis with your management team and you're not getting to it, you force them to come into your room. Come to my room every Monday at 9 o'clock and force us to have this meeting that we've set out to do. That's just an example. Systems to force behavior. I think for me, I'm trying to relate this to me, I think I can relate in many things. Most definitely from a health and fitness, being honest, I'm not at the gym as much as I should be, and I should be getting a personal trainer. And after this, I've been now talking to a potential personal trainer to come round to my house and kick my ass, basically. So that is one of the things that I took away from there. Number 9 on the list, and if you're still with me, please give it a big thumbs up, is think 10 years, a big vision. He put on a board 1 year and 10 years, and he listed what you would like your profit to be 1 year, 10 years. What would you like your revenue to be 1 year, 10 years. He put on there what would you like your team to look like in 1 year, 10 years? What would you want your culture to be like 1 year, 10 years? And he was really talking about the magic of thinking big. He was saying, like, if you think bigger, if you look at the 10 years, if you look at compare that 1 year to 10 years, it gives you permission to think creatively, to think without limitation. So it's something that I really, really believe in. Something that we all need to think long term. Where is our long term mission? What is our long term mission? And the vision that we have for our lives, for our business. What actions do we need to take today and next year, and then 5 years and 10 years, and reverse engineer this back? What does your team look like today compared to your team in 5 years' time? What does it need to be and look like for you to achieve the goals that you're after? So that is number 9. Let's stay exactly where we are for number 10. Number 10, before the big 2 bonuses, are just to emphasize that in-house accountant. To really start working on your monthly profit and loss. I literally wrote it in there, having an in-house accountant. Now, that's something that I took away as a big positive, because I actually have 3 team members within our finance team. We have 2 in person, and we have a great team member that's virtual to us. And that is our internal team before it goes to our actual accountant. So we're doing a lot of the bookkeeping, we're doing a lot of the profit and loss, we're doing a lot of the expenses, we're doing all that in-house. We're preparing everything for the accountant and letting him know and letting them know how profitable or not profitable that we are. And we are able to dictate that based on our spend and our expenses and our focuses. What you focus on, you move towards. The more you measure, the more you can manage, okay? That is so, so key. That's why I wrote it down at the end. If you're not in a position where you've got an in-house accountant that's giving you information, that's allowing you to guide you and go, we're spending too much money here, or we're spending too much money there, or we're not spending enough money, then you need to focus on having an in-house accountant. I have a recommendation from a great virtual accountant that we use, a virtual team member. Amazing, helped us out massively. If you are interested in learning that, then just let me know. Get in contact with us. Just hit us at support at systemizefulfillment.co.uk, and we'll give you some information on how you can reach out to Sanchi, who's been fantastic for us. And she's got like an agency, and it's bookkeeping, and it's very, very good. In-house accountant, very, very important. Let's get on over to the final 2, and then we'll wrap up the video. Okay, so the final 2 bonus takeaways that I wrote down here is, number 1, be involved in a mastermind. Be involved in other like-minded individuals. And number 2, have interconnected businesses if you are going to diversify and if you're going to build something alongside. Okay, so mastermind. This is something I've always believed in, being surrounded in like-minded individuals, people that are potentially way above you and way further down the road than you. That's going to pull you, and it's going to open your mind to, like, this person is operating at another level. They know something that I don't know. They've experienced in something that we haven't experienced. Their way of working is different, and therefore it will pull you to ask questions. It will pull you to watch, observe, review, understand, listen, take notes, implement, take massive action in your business, because you can see them. It's a little bit like if you are at the gym. And I I don't have the biggest of physique, but when I'm at the gym, I see somebody there with, you know, a great muscle mass. They've been at the gym clearly for a lot of years. You start to go. You observe them. You're like, okay, they're lifting that type of weight. Look at their form. What's their routine? They're going from that exercise to that exercise. How many times are they drinking water in the while they're working out? Do they have somebody with them? Do they have a supportive network with them? Are they lifting heavy weights? Are they lifting lighter weights? Are they doing more in running and cardio, or are they not? So you start to observe. So masterminds are important. That's one of the things I took away from being at this executive club. Walked in and there's literally the best part of potentially 100 million in the room, right? And it's like, wow, these people are incredible entrepreneurs. They're driven, they're hungry, they've got energy, they've got a vibration that is like, they're so hungry to take action. And they have been doing for many years. Of course, through ups and downs and difficulties, and we spoke about difficulties and challenges. It's not all positive, but you start to understand their mindset. Oh, we're going through that difficulty right now. These are the actions that we're taking. These are the things that we're doing and taking massive action on to resolve it. So, mastermind, very, very important. And then interconnected businesses. If you look at James Sinclair's businesses, all of them are connected in some way. I mean, I stopped at the Blue Boar, the hotel. He was doing his executive club inside the Blue Boar, which makes complete sense. It's a fantastic room. It's a great hotel. I've not only now come to his executive club, I've also stayed at his hotel. Win-win from a James point of view. Very, very clever. He then, a part of the meal, he had ice cream from Rossi. Very, very clever. The prints that he's doing and all the notebooks and everything else. We had like a little, what do you call it, name tag. I'm sure that he did some in-house printing for all that, right? So everything was interconnected, which made me really think about our Systemise umbrella and like all our interconnected businesses and like our fulfillment to deals to in future what else are we working on and launching, and whether that's software, whether that's logistics, and all these things that we're currently working on and continue to work on is making sure that it doesn't have like a business in there that is completely disconnected. All of a sudden I open a hair salon, like that has no real connection to what we do here, apart from if it was like, I don't know, a private label brand and we were building a brand that we could sell the e-commerce out of it. But I hope that makes sense. So I absolutely loved it. Fantastic trip. I did a vlog as well. If that's out, I'll share that in the comments down below. Do check out James Sinclair. I hope you enjoyed this video. I hope you took some takeaways like I have. Spent 2 days and there was a lot of capital, there was a lot of time and money that went into being able to pick the brains and take this away. But ultimately, I think it's worth it because once implemented, some of the things that we're currently doing, some of the things may be better. I think it's going to be such a return. So my name's Kev, inspiring you every single day to keep taking massive action. Please hit the subscribe button. Please give it a big thumbs up. And as always, keep taking massive action. Bye-bye.